Hello, welcome to Line War. Today we have a 4v4 and I believe every player on this game is at 0.75 times handicap. So it is going to be a disadvantage for everyone, but that still makes it equal. However, it's at least going to be very different for each person to play because they'll be starting off with a fair bit of less economy. Now it may look a bit complicated right now, but we have Bravo team with 3 spots down right in the middle and Alpha team are split by 2 on 2 for either side of those 3. And we've got the 1 and Bravo team a bit further to the left. But it should be easier to discern now. Over in the top section here, we've got Tomok from Alpha Team, because we're in Alpha Team's view right now. Then he's moving down towards these two, but there's someone said that my nickname sucks, who is against 2 opposing players, but he's right next to a name I can't pronounce, so I'm just going to call him Al. But right down there we've got Antares. And 3 of the players for Alpha Team are going fully into production so far, but Antares has 2 towns. And Alpha Team has 3 players right in the middle of them, so let's have a look at Bravo Team. So this is how Bravo Team started their game. They've got 3 right in the middle. Dumbass in the middle has 3 barracks. And one of the first things Romad is doing early on in the game is going straight in towards Nickname, but he can't really see what Nickname's doing because he's stouthed by the forest. Down in the bottom we have Magnus, who has 1 factory and 3 barracks. And over on the outskirts we have AKA Misk, who has 2 factories and 2 barracks in the forest. And the infantry will get boosted in the forest. We can see that Romad's instantly going for a bit of defense over there, as Green is also closing in to try and help his ally. And as we can see that engagements are starting, let's get into the game. Anyway, we've had about a month of my new types of intros and new style of editing, so let me know what you've been liking, and if you want me to add anything new, some new idea that you've got, then that would be great, thank you. But as we can see, it looks like he's noticed, we've got Romad here, I'm going to try and refer to them as colours if I can. So we got Pink here, who's noticed Blue coming in that way, and Green's coming up here, as I said earlier, to help his ally, but it looks like he's coming out to clear this defence. Nickname has noticed the units coming around here, set up infantry on the edge of this forest here, which is going to give them a good boost. But Romad is going to try and come around here, or Pink. And again here we've got Kyan, who's got a defense line on this side, is focusing his attacks this way. He's bringing in tanks against artilleries. But I can imagine the tanks don't have great vision here, especially when in a forest. Those artillery aren't really going to get seen easily. And the tanks are going down pretty easily in a forest. Over in this section, it just looks like Purple here does have some form of a defense line, but it's not working because he's got a command line going through it. Over on this side, they will clash soon, but we've got 2 tanks from Nickname who tried to rush through but got swamped on by a load of infantry and is currently trying to run away, but I think he's just happy to engage for a bit. 4 tanks are sneaking down in towards Kyan down here. And I bet he didn't see that coming. We got the 2 quick attacks coming in from this guy, Pink, who's gone right around Red. He's just going in to try and snipe a couple of structures here. And even if he doesn't, this will distract Kyan for long enough for these artillery to move into place, stopping this defense line from even forming. But Red is coming down to try and stop those tanks as well, so he's getting the help he needs. We also have Purple coming in from the other side now. And Kyan is just getting jumped on massively. Up in the north, we do have an attack coming on as well. From Blue onto Pink. And Pink is a bit under... well, he's under a lot of pressure right now. But Green's bringing in his forces up to that way. Yellow and Purple are just kind of showing off what they've got to each other. It looks like Yellow is willing to engage on this side here. He's going to push in as best he can. But Kyan down here is on his last structure. And he doesn't have anywhere to go, even if he had the money. I'm not sure what he's got. He's still alive. He's got a structure up over here right next to Nickname. Nickname is protecting his friend there. He is saying, "You are by my side and I will keep you there. And I will call you Squishy." But Blue over here has been stopped by Green, mostly slowed down. It's definitely going to be good enough to protect him here. He's brought some tanks over here to protect that energy well, just to make sure his tanks stay running. Down here, Yellow is being very aggressive over here. And he's got some extra eco, and he's pretty much just infantry only so far. And he's applying a lot of pressure against Magnus down there. Up in this section, Black has been pushed back. Kyan is on 2 barracks only in production. Green has jumped on the offensive units from Blue over here. And although I don't know if that was going to be a great idea, because it leaves Green with little, but he's mostly got infantry, and my mouse wheel is doing my head in every game. Sorry. But he has cleared the way to allow Pink to push back potentially. He does have some more tanks, and he is just trying to scan the area. AKA is over here trying to stop any units from expanding from red, so Bravo team have pretty much cut off these two players, so I think Bravo team have the advantage, mostly because they're stopping two of the other players from expanding, but it is just forcing them to attack as well. And we've got Nickname sending in units into the back of green. As green is trying to focus down yellow, as yellow's been putting a lot of pressure on, he's forced to go into defensive mode on the side here. And green is just trying to cut through a path here. Purple is joining in, and they're creating a bit of a coordinated attack over there. Pink's brought his tanks in up against the army over here, which isn't going to be enough, but it's definitely slowing them down. We do have a defense in preparation for it, but they might need to move forward a little bit right now. But then I suppose the structures will provide a bit of a shield there. We've got tanks up in the north trying to expand. Now it is going to be quite expensive to run those tanks, but they will capture land fairly rapidly. Black over here has managed to clear a path down this way and is now able to enter the battlefield in different locations. And it's just simply defending a different side now. Over here, yellow is forced into a smaller, more tight defense line over there, as purple and green are trying to clear up units that are being pushed forward. And blue is switching their targets over here. They're being brought in around here. They were going straight in for pink, but now they're going down towards green, which for the same reason is going to be a problem, because purple will then end up cutting off any reinforcements. Up in the north we've got two sections of tanks. One's being left to expand and another is just trying to clear out any units that are coming into this way. We've got blue desperately trying to find another location they can expand with. Trying to set up a little outpost, I would have thought. And black's literally just trying to surround their opponent. We've got defensive line coming out over here, and they're just trying to stop anything from happening on this side of the game. Just boxing them in and forcing them to do absolutely nothing, pretty much. Over here we've got some pretty careful line positioning here. He's building up his infantry. He is now switching out to other units. He's got artillery on the field now as well, which is going to be a lot more effective for him, especially when his infantry defense is not working at all against these artillery. He's going to need to start switching them into different positions, into orange commands. And he's going to have to push forward soon in this location anyway. He's going to try and push forward this side instead. I'll probably bring units into the side this way. And purple does have a large group of SAMs. I don't think they are using any air units, but it would be very worth it to try and build air units at some point in the game. In fact, I don't think anybody's using air units, which is really strange for an 8-player game. Here we've got the artillery actually in range of the defences, and they've cleared out a lot of it as well, which is making it even harder for red and blue, who are stuck in the centre here. Green and purple are now pushing back together against blue instead of being on the defensive, and that's partly because black has cut off any reinforcements that they have to worry about anyone on the outside. He's setting up defensive lines on this side, almost completely blocking them in, but red's found a little gap and he's pushing down on this side over here. Yellow down here is struggling against purple, and purple's found a little area to get some free damage in, and he's still continuously doing that unchallenged. Yellow is pushing up through. He's actually managed to reach green. Green's setting up some extra defences here. Purple's going to be on his own for a little bit this way, but it actually looks like purple's going against yellow in the south. He's going to be sending units that way instead. Black's taking units off the defensive. He's keeping these ones in defence, and he's going to bring these guys this way instead to attack them from behind. Purple is pushing in down here to help Magnus and his friend Dumbass. I'm not being offensive, that's his name. But we do have yellow still funneling units this way. He's going to be able to bring them into the back over here. It might actually be worth trying to get rid of those now. And he is. He's going to be clearing out the side here. He's leaving the defences here because it is going to be slowing them down a lot. The tanks are rushing in down to this side. They're going quite fast. Probably on a haste command that I can't see. Oh no, I can't see it. It's that. And they're going to be rushing into these artillery. Tanks against the artillery, especially when they rush in, are going to do a lot of damage. Especially if you can take them out in smaller numbers. I think this is a bit too much numbers, and he agrees. He's moving them out of the way. Over on this section, green is on the defense against blue once again, but blue is going to be struggling a lot trying to push against two players at the same time. However, on the other hand, we do have a big expanse from Alpha Team. If we just have a quick look at the mini-map by making it big, but actually, to be fair, I did not realise how far Bravo Team had gotten in this game. Let's have a quick look through all of their economy. I'll just turn off the line commands so we can't see them anymore. Tomahawk is on 500. This is Alpha Team. Nickname is on 200, which is extremely unfortunate, but somehow he is still surviving the game so far. Yellow, who is Ontarius, is on nearly 1,000, and Albanane Cayenne is on 200, just like Nickname. Romad's on nearly 500. Green is on nearly 300. Magnus, or Purple, is on 600, and 750 for AKA over here. Or Black. So trying to get back into it, I'll turn the commands back on, which I don't know if I should, it's a bit chaotic. Over here we've got a pure orange land bit there, which is slowly being cleared out. But we do have strikers coming in. Like I said, we do need some aircraft coming in eventually. I was wondering if this was going to be a complete no-air game. Although Yellow did try to push back over here, it looks like they failed to do so, but they're still putting up a good fight. Mostly focusing on the top section as an offense and the bottom section as a defense. But now he's swapped out infantry for artillery. I think he could set these lines up a little better. They're a bit vulnerable in this point bit here. But I assume, if I remember correctly, he actually had barracks here as well. Right, so how's blue doing now? We're setting up defense in the mountains, which will make them stronger. But AKA is bringing in air units into this side. He's got a lot of strikers coming in. And it looks like Tomahawk actually did recognize the strikers when they came down to attack this section here. So he is already building the counter for it, but I don't think it's going to be enough quick enough. It depends how many strikers he's got. He hasn't got too many, you're fine. We should be okay. He's got 3 SAMs already, and I think that'll be enough to fend off those strikers. Black is unfortunately going to have to try and build up those numbers before attacking again, I think. My mouse wheel playing up again. So over here, we've only got 3 structures from Cayenne over there. And considering we've got strikers, well, they're not strikers anymore, these are turning into bombers now. They could actually clear up this whole section, especially if there's only 5, 6 SAMs at the minute. And it doesn't take much to clear these guys out. It wouldn't need too many bombers. Up in the northern section here, it looks like blue is slowly losing their army. And is unfortunately is actually now on the retreat. That's okay then. He is recognising that he's in a weak, vulnerable spot at the minute. Green's bringing units into multiple sides, but if purple tries to push in through this side right now, blue is in an unfortunate position. Yellow's in defensive mode, which isn't too bad, because it is giving him the advantage in the fight, but unfortunately for him, purple here has a fair amount of infantry and artillery that can push against him. Down here, yellow's done a really good thing here. He's got some cruisers into the field, and I don't think they're going to do too much to destroy that city, but there is countermeasures for that too over here being prepared. I didn't expect to see any navies in this at all, so it's been interesting, but there is a trade route available to whoever wins the navy down there. It looks like we've got navy coming out in the north from Black. He's transporting units across here, and we have 3 barracks being set up. The land is slowly getting taken away, and there's almost nothing there. In fact, Alpha Team are retreating from that zone to try and help in this engagement down here, and they're slowly going to be losing territory in the north up there. It does still surprise me. These 2 players are really good at holding in here. They've dug in really well, and they are obviously going to be struggling with economy, being able to stand up against AKA there and the other two that were around them must have been problematic. But they've managed to hold in somehow. Down here we're actually engaging in the bottom section now and defending in the northern bit, and they're actually getting into the base. That town is seriously under some threat there. Tomark in the north, well, kind of north, centre of the map, is also being engaged, and I can imagine they've got quite a few units over here now. We do. AKA is building up a force moving down to the south, and it doesn't even look like Alpha Team have noticed. Maybe they have and they just have no ability to challenge that section in the north. What about the Navy over here? It looks like the Navy has been spotted, and the Yellow's taken that out quite nicely. There has been a good response here. The town looks like it will be saved, and the artillery are pushing in against them. They probably will push those back. Tomark, though, I don't know if he can get out of this. He is on mountains, which is going to be good. However, we've got the bombers coming in, and they are on haste commands there, so they're moving in a lot faster, unless they just move fast and I'm not used to them. But it does look like they're travelling a lot faster than I would have thought they'd be. And that is pretty much leaving him vulnerable. He hasn't got any anti-air. Nickname's given up, I think. I don't think he got destroyed. I think he just waved the white flag. So did Blue. There we go. They have called the match. Bravo Team did an excellent job. Especially Black trying to control the enemies down in the south instead of engage with them. Just trying to box them in to allow the other two to focus on Blue. And I don't think the results are still showing. I think this is still an issue on my end, not Line War, so I don't know what's wrong with it. Anyway, there are 2 videos on screen right now. Feel free to click on one, and I'll see you there. Let me know what you thought of that battle, and thanks for watching.